You're watching Alabama's WVUA News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Tamike Alexander. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight in the Holt community, where some parents and educators want to see a brand new building for Holt High School. WVUA reporter Molly Mitchell shows you why and how they want to see this change in tonight's top story.
There's just mold everywhere. There's broken windows, there's broken doors, broken lockers. There's just a lot of disrepair in the school. I think the kids really need a new building. I think they deserve a new building.
Eric Lewis is part of a group of Holt High School parents asking the Tuscaloosa County School Board for a new future for Holt High. The building was built in 1944 and is 48 years older than any other high school currently in use in the Tuscaloosa County system.
In light of all the construction that has been done all over the county except for Holt, I think it's Holt's time for that to be done for Holt, for the students of Holt.
They definitely need it to be renovated. Originally we had talked about, because of the foundation of the school is still in good shape, we had talked about just doing renovations, but evidently the community has decided that it would be best to replace Holt High School entirely.
Principal Guy believes that the conditions of Holt High School directly reflects the students' pride in their school.
I think it affects, how they feel about themselves. I think, when they go to the other schools for athletic events or other things, they look at theirs. I think it definitely has an effect on how they think of themselves and how they think of their school.
Areas of most concern are the building's 40-year-old plumbing, lack of electrical outlets, and mold.
There's a sense of pride with this school. And, this has held this community together for so long. They need to keep it, but we need to build a new one because this one's gotten in such bad repair.
Reporting in Holt, Molly Mitchell, WVUA News.
Now, in order for Holt to get their new high school, community members will meet with board members to come up with a plan. Well, it was a stormy start to the week for West Alabama and the rest of the state. Now, another big change is happening out there. Let's get a first check on Alabama's home team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Richard, I'll tell you, the temperatures are really taking a tumble out there.
Yeah, really cold out there this Monday night. A good Monday evening, too. By the way, we have 41 now in Tuscaloosa, 35 in Tupelo, and temperatures continue to drop this evening. I noticed the temperature gradient from northwest to southeast across the state, 35 in Tupelo, Mississippi, while we have mid-60s down in Dothan. Even there, it will get a lot colder later on tonight. Showers and storms out there, widespread coverage of rain to deal with early today. Really only one isolated severe weather threat, and that was pretty substantial one in parts of Jefferson County near Birmingham. An EF1 tornado touchdown there, but again, the rest of the state, no severe weather issues this morning, but certainly a hefty rain event. Most spots seeing about 2 inches of rain in the bucket there. So here's tomorrow's forecast. Going to be a chilly day. We struggle to reach 50 by 3 o'clock, but how about the weekend forecast? Any warmer weather to talk about? Home team weather straight ahead. Stick around.
Thanks, Richard. Here's a reminder. You always have to be on the lookout for severe weather. The National Weather Service says a tornado touchdown this morning in an area that wasn't under a tornado warning or even a watch. The National Weather Service has confirmed an EF1 tornado in North Birmingham near Finlay Avenue that touched down just before 5 o'clock this morning. Reports show the tornado had 90-mile-per-hour winds. Birmingham Mayor William Bell says there was roof and window damage in the area. There are no reports of any other injuries. Well, the Northport City Council is considering a ban on fireworks sales within city limits. Now, that has some fireworks stand operators concerned about their livelihoods and how that will change. But as WVUA's Travis Luter shows you, both sides may be able to meet in the middle without this becoming an explosive issue.
When it's Halloween time, you'll see all kinds of Halloween stuff at Sam's. Then it's Christmas stuff, and it's Valentine's. At New Year's and 4th of July, people love to buy fireworks.
But Northport city leaders say there are many reasons why they want to push the stands outside city limits. One reason is to promote other business in the area.
Northport is trying to attract major businesses, and the stigma around fireworks stands that that they're unattractive.
But the vendors say they are attractive to the customers who flock to the stands during fireworks season.
There are people that enjoy fireworks. A lot of people don't want to see this ordinance that would ban the sale of fireworks.
Mayor Herndon says he does not want to affect the livelihoods of those business owners, so he hopes to come up with a compromise to allow fireworks stands within the Northport Police jurisdiction.
We just asked the council to consider, just banning them inside the city limits but you know, within the police jurisdiction, they can still be selling the fireworks.
The ordinance would also ban the shooting of fireworks in the city limits. City Administrator Scott Collins says one problem the city has is policing what is a legal use of these pyrotechnics.
It's very difficult to discern what's a legal use versus an illegal use just because of the way the language is written.
The decision ultimately rests with the Northport City Council, and they can make that decision as soon as next week. Reporting in Northport, Travis Sleeter, WVUA News.
Vendors will be able to keep their business license up until January 2nd under the proposed ordinance. After that date, stands must be taken down within 2 weeks, and there would be no further business license issued for these vendors. Well, the city of Northport now has its 2013 fiscal year budget. The Northport City Council approved a $22 million general fund budget. Along with the budget, city officials say they're trying to adopt a new pay plan structure. This will give some Northport City employees raises. Not all will receive raises, but according to City Administrator Scott Collins, the goal of these increases is to try and make all city positions financially competitive. Northport is the only city in the state which requires a 4-year balanced budget, so budgets have now been completed through 2016. And funeral arrangements have been set for the Northport police officer who died last week after an off-duty car crash. Visitation services for Officer Jason Yuen will be tomorrow at Sunset Funeral Home at 5 p.m. Funeral services will be held Wednesday at 11 o'clock also at Sunset Funeral Home, and the burial will follow at Mount Hebron Baptist Church. On your Crime Watch, Tuscaloosa police officers need your help finding a burglary suspect. It happened early this morning at Duncan's Pharmacy on Highway 69. Surveillance video shows the suspect forced his way into the front door, jumped over the pharmacy counter, and took prescription medicine. If you know the identity of the suspect, police ask you to contact Tuscaloosa County Crime Stoppers at the number there on your screen, 205-752-STOP, or text TUSC and the suspect's information to crimes. That's 274-637. If your information leads to an arrest, you are eligible for a cash reward. Well, 1/10 of Alabama's population is made up of veterans, and Governor Robert Bentley joined the veterans and their families this morning to kick off a week of activities to honor those who served in the military. He participated in a ceremony at the Capitol this morning to start Wreaths Across America, a week-long event that ends on Saturday when volunteers will place nearly 400,000 wreaths on the graves of veterans nationwide, including those in Alabama National Cemetery in Montevallo. Now, the rainy weather didn't stop any of those volunteers who came out to help support the Rosedale community in Tuscaloosa. Rosedale Court is one of many areas along Greensboro and 10th Avenue that was destroyed by the April 27th tornado. Today, a park in the area got a boost from some volunteers, United Way of West Alabama, Tuscaloosa County Park and Recreation, and a national organization called Kaboom, as well as other local organizations, all teamed up to get the playground put together in just one day. Volunteers say they hope the new playground will help residents living in the area feel like things are getting back to normal.
That means being able to shop where they normally shop, go to playgrounds they normally go to, worship where they normally worship. So we knew that was the most important thing, and obviously for this community, getting the kids out into the playground that they used to be at, and now it's actually going to be even better.
Rosedale Court is within walking distance of the new playground. Tenants are moving into the facilities just in time to enjoy the new equipment. Tuscaloosa Housing Authority representatives say tenants started moving into phase 1 last week, and more will continue to move in through the beginning of next year. And a second phase is also underway. Vertical construction should begin after the first of the year. Well, on WVUA News at 10 return, the physical cliff is a hot topic in Washington, D.C., but just what would be going off the cliff, what that means for you. We'll take a closer look coming up. And it was a good day for former American Christian and Alabama football star Brad Smelly. Gary Harris will tell you why later in Home Team Sports.